Hi everyone, just a quick video. This is my Elad FDM Duo and this is the power supply battery pack Mark II. Now the original battery pack I built for this radio, I used the same components, but I basically cable tied 3 battery sort of cases together. These were bought really cheaply from Maplin. Basically cable tied it together, got some insulating tape and basically constructed something in a very sort of Heath Robinson fashion. It worked very well. In fact, I'm still using the same batteries after 2 sessions, which means that I've been operating the radio on and off for between 6 and 8 hours. And I think the batteries are just about to go. I need to measure them. I think they're producing about 12 volts at the moment. But on my trip at the weekend, it basically all fell apart. In fact, it's quite difficult because my original version, the fly leads to the connector on the back were actually very short, which meant that the batteries had to be literally next to the radio. The wiring started coming loose because I think the insulating tape that I bought to tape it down was cheap, and basically the whole thing sort of started to fall apart, and it was a bit of a nightmare. So after building those 2 project boxes for the beverage that I'm constructing, I thought I'd better redo this. So in the end, I think I cable tied it together originally because I wanted potentially to reuse these battery cases, but to be honest with you, for what they cost, which in total was about £10 or less, I think it was less actually, in the end I just basically super glued them together, and other than this quite handy PP9 battery type connector at this end, everything else is basically soldered. So I've basically soldered it all together, and so now I have something which is a lot more robust, and I don't believe is going to fall apart when I use it next. And it works pretty well, although I think I need to replace it with fresh batteries now. So hopefully I'll overcome the issue with the noise being generated from my laptop when I use the Elad with the laptop next time round. But I can remember having built the sort of Mark I version of this thinking, well, that's not your best work, Clint. That's basically sort of been done in a bit of a rush. So I've taken a bit more time over it, and hopefully this will, as I said, be a little bit more robust and won't fall apart after a couple of trips. But it's important that I have power for the Elad because, you know, my plan is to sort of continue taking it out on DX'peditions. What I think I've demonstrated so far is that, you know, obviously it's a very good receiver, but to get the best out of it, and you know, to take advantage of all the filtering options, and particularly sync and ECSS, you can't do that with it as a standalone receiver. So when you sort of stand it next to the Sony ICF 2001D and compare signals, you quite often, you know, I quite often have come away from that thinking, well, the Sony signal is better than the Elad, but the Sony benefits from sync, and I know because obviously I have quite extensive tropical band DXing now, that when you're tuning through the tropical band and listening for weak signals, the sync on the Sony is fantastic. You know, you can have a signal which is barely audible, press the sync, and at times, you know, the audio literally pops out of from nowhere. And obviously with the FDM Duo as a standalone receiver, you don't have that option. So resolving the issue with the computer is, you know, utmost importance to be able to kind of take this to fruition, which is effectively use the Elad with the computer, running off batteries, and try it on shortwave, and also particularly medium wave DXing with my 200 meter long wire, which can also be used as a directional beverage. So it's kind of a project, it's ongoing, and you know, I'm kind of excited to basically get all this working so as that I can then take it to the woods and hopefully hear something, you know, really special, because I think it's definitely got the potential. You know, if I can get the antenna finished and set up correctly with the Elad running on a laptop, you know, medium wave DX results have been okay. You know, I've had some good results. I mean, particularly the signal from Buenos Aires, but other than that, you know, I look at the receptions that, you know, Mateus gets at home, and David TVDX rules, and you sort of think, well, you know, I want some of that action, and this is the only way I'm going to do it. I'm certainly not going to do it at home underneath the kind of ubiquitous blanket of QRM. So so that's the project. It is a sort of ongoing work, and I'll keep you updated. Probably when I've got everything finished, I'll do another video before I actually take it out and use it in anger. So, but until then, there's plenty more reception videos to upload, and I'll you know, keep doing that, and then let you know when we can kick this project off with our first proper DXpedition. Okay, well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.